my reliable and patient Taurus friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Taurus, there's a quiet pressure in your chest this week, as if a word or want is hovering at the edge of your awareness but hasn't found its sound yet. You may notice yourself second-guessing whether you should reach out or hold back, whether to let someone in or keep a piece of yourself protected. There's a longing for connection, but it's mingled with a subtle caution, an instinct to wait, to watch, to sense if this is truly the right moment. In the background, a familiar craving for stability hums, yet it feels like something is shifting beneath the surface. Maybe it's the sense that your needs are changing, or that you're yearning to be seen in a new way. The air around you is thick with unspoken hopes and gentle fears, and the urge to bridge the gap between yourself and another has never felt quite this real, or this uncertain. This week, your emotional landscape is shaped by the feeling of potential closeness, but also the awareness of how delicate that closeness can be. It's as if you're standing at the threshold of an invitation, not sure if you should take the step forward or wait for the other person to move. There's a tension between the comfort of familiarity and the curiosity of what might happen if you open up just a little more. This isn't about grand declarations or dramatic shifts. It's about the quiet negotiations you have with yourself, the questions that linger in your mind when you're alone. Will I be met? Is now the right time? Is this desire truly mutual, or am I reaching out into a silence that won't answer back? These are the currents flowing beneath your steady exterior now, Taurus, and they are quietly shaping the week ahead. What's stirring inside you is not just a wish to be close to someone, it's the recognition of how much that closeness matters to you right now. The Two of Cups captures this mood, not as an abstract ideal, but as a lived, bodily sensation. You may find yourself drawn to someone's presence, or notice a tenderness that colors your everyday interactions. There might be a heightened awareness of gestures, words, or even silences shared. Maybe you're holding back a message you want to send, or replaying a recent conversation in your mind, wondering if you revealed too much or not enough. The hope for understanding, for reciprocity, for gentle affirmation is alive within you, and it's making ordinary moments feel charged with meaning. At times, you might catch yourself hoping the other person will make the first move, or that they'll simply understand what you need without you having to say it outright. There's a vulnerability in wanting to be chosen, to be seen, to be met halfway. Even if you're in a strong relationship, there's a subtle question echoing in your heart. Are we truly in sync? If you're single or feeling alone, the longing might feel sharper, the desire for companionship set against the uncertainty of whether it will be answered. Yet beneath all of this, there's also a quiet wisdom. You know, perhaps more than you'd admit aloud, that connection is a dance. Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow, and sometimes you wait, listening for the music to change. You may notice this week that your sensitivity is heightened. Small gestures, an unexpected kindness, a thoughtful message, a gentle touch can move you deeply. Conversely, a careless word or a moment of distance might sting more than usual. This isn't a sign of weakness, it's a reflection of how much you care. Your heart is tuned to the possibility of harmony, but it's also aware of the risks that come with opening up. There's a balancing act at play, the urge to reveal yourself and the instinct to protect what feels most tender. It's a gentle tension, but it runs deep. As this inner landscape unfolds, it naturally shapes the way you engage with the world around you. The longing for closeness, paired with the desire for safety, creates a crossroads. Every small decision, whether to reach out, to share, to stay silent, carries more weight than usual. The emotional charge within you becomes the lens through which you see your options, and it quietly configures the path that opens before you. It's from this place of sensitivity that your week gathers momentum. The inner negotiations you've been having begin to translate into tangible choices and pressures. If you sense a need for clarity or structure, it's because the uncertainty inside demands some kind of external anchor. You feel the urge to create order out of emotional ambiguity, to set boundaries or expectations, even if only for your own peace of mind. This is where the mood of the Emperor arrives, not as a distant authority, but as a felt need to take charge of your own experience. There's a practical energy moving through your days now. You might notice yourself wanting to define what togetherness means, or to clarify what you're willing to offer and what you need in return. This could look like initiating a conversation about roles, responsibilities, or intentions, whether in a personal relationship, a friendship, or even at work. The desire to feel secure and respected becomes more pronounced. You may be less willing to tolerate ambiguity or mixed signals. Instead, you crave transparency, mutual respect, and a sense of shared purpose. At the same time, this drive for structure can create its own kind of friction. Perhaps you worry about coming across as too rigid, or about upsetting the delicate balance you've cultivated. There may be moments when asserting your needs feels risky, as if you're putting something fragile on the line. The momentum of the week pulls you toward defining and defending your boundaries, but it also tests your ability to do so without closing yourself off. You might feel pressured to choose between comfort and honesty, between keeping the peace and voicing what truly matters to you. This tension is not entirely external. Much of it plays out in your own mind as you weigh the costs and benefits of speaking up or holding back. There's a sense of responsibility to yourself, to others, to the stability you value so much. You may feel the weight of past experiences, times when you compromised too much or found yourself misunderstood. All of this contributes to a subtle but persistent friction. The path ahead is shaped by your willingness to claim authority over your own needs, even as you navigate the push and pull of relationship dynamics. If you find yourself longing for reassurance or clarity, it's a sign that your inner emperor is stirring, ready to bring order to what feels uncertain. And yet the potential that arises this week is not guaranteed. It's not something that happens to you, but something that unfolds when you meet the moment with awareness. The possibility for growth, for meaningful change, depends on how consciously you engage with both your longing for connection and your need for stability. You may sense that the old ways of navigating conflict or discomfort, whether by avoiding, appeasing, or withdrawing, no longer serve you as they once did. There's an invitation to notice the choices you make in moments of tension, to bring a bit more curiosity and honesty to the table. This doesn't mean everything will resolve perfectly or that discomfort will vanish. It means that by meeting each moment with presence, you open a window to something new. Here, the Five of Swords enters as a subtle teacher. It's not about winning or losing, but about recognizing the patterns that arise when you feel threatened or misunderstood. Maybe you catch yourself preparing for a disagreement before it even begins, or assuming that you'll have to defend your needs rather than simply expressing them. Perhaps you notice a temptation to withdraw, to keep the peace by sacrificing your own voice. The growth available to you now is not about proving a point or coming out on top. It's about seeing these patterns clearly and gently exploring what happens when you respond differently, when you let go of old defenses even for a moment. This week, you have the chance to encounter your own vulnerability with compassion, to notice where you tense up, where you brace for disappointment, and to soften, just a little, around those places. The potential is not in getting everything right, but in being willing to show up as you are, to name what you need, and to listen for what's true beneath the surface of conflict or misunderstanding. There's an invitation here to trust that your voice matters, even if it shakes, that your needs are valid, even if they're not always met in the way you hope. Growth for you now is measured not in victories, but in the quiet courage it takes to stay present, even when the way forward feels uncertain. As the week unfolds, the deeper pattern at play becomes clear. The longing for connection, Two of Cups, stirs you to reach out, to hope for understanding. That longing, in turn, calls forth the need for structure, for clarity, for self-respect, the Emperor. But the very act of seeking stability brings you face to face with old habits of protection or withdrawal, Five of Swords. The tension between these energies is not something to fix, but something to witness and honor. You may notice the same themes repeating in different areas of your life, at home, with friends, at work. Each encounter is an opportunity to practice being present with your own desires and boundaries, to experiment with new ways of relating to yourself and others. The week asks nothing more of you than this: to notice what you feel, to honor what you need, and to approach each moment with a bit more kindness for yourself and for those around you. There's reassurance in knowing that these currents are not a sign of failure or weakness. They are simply the shape of being human, of caring deeply, of wanting to belong without losing yourself. As you move through the days ahead, let the gentle tension between closeness and autonomy remind you that both are essential. You are allowed to want connection, and you are allowed to honor your own limits. In the end, it's your willingness to stay with these questions, to bring awareness to each small choice, that brings a sense of quiet resolution. The week ends not with certainty, but with a deeper trust in your own ability to navigate what comes next, one gentle step at a time. Actionable insights for Taurus this week. Let yourself linger a few moments longer in genuine conversation, noticing what feels true. If you sense hesitation, try naming it softly to yourself before deciding what to share. Give yourself permission to pause and reflect when a familiar tension arises. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I listen for what my heart truly needs. I let my voice find its steady place. I welcome each moment, even when it feels uncertain. I am enough just as I am. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.